To get premium trading and investing tips, support on Patreon. How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another Market Watch video. Today I'm bringing you another short video of what we have talked on stream every day from Monday to Friday, 5:30 p.m. We're streaming on Twitch. If you guys have any specific questions, make sure to join. If you like these sets of videos, make sure also to drop a like, because it does help me a lot with exposure and all of that with the YouTube algorithm. So if you have time and if you love the videos, make sure to support it. So thank you about it. But yeah, as you guys seen, I have right now pulled up the team of the week prediction by Simple Blue and Icon Trader. This is looking pretty nice, and we're potentially gonna get a pretty sick team of the week coming up. And today on stream we have looked at the patterns, and when we are looking at the previous patterns, we're looking at the patterns from FIFA 19 and not from FIFA 20. Why? Because in FIFA 19 we had the Icon SBCs, and the Icon SBCs heavily impacted the market, and when they impact the market completely differently, they also change the shape of the market in terms of that the market is actually completely different. The market will be completely different this year as it was to the previous years and every year before. But if we're looking at some patterns, I do think the FIFA 19 are the ones that we need to look at. Again, we have talked about the discard investments of the team of the weeks. I do think these will be very good and very solid, but the thing is that these will take a lot of time to rise to a significant value. Of course, someone like Shaka rose very nicely, even like went 4 times in value up, so it was like crazy profit. But look at the time that it needed Shaka to rise to there. It was more than a month that you needed to wait for this card to actually make you good profits. So basically my honest advice here right now is, when you start trading at the start of the game, you need to have enough coins at disposal, and that extra coinage that you have already invested in the cards that we're gonna talk furthermore, you put in one of each discard inform and just store them in your club. So you don't want to mass invest in these guys, you just want to store one of each in your club for better days, because the investment wise of the discard folder cards will take way longer than the others that we will talk further on. Now, as we're talking about the better investments, of course, you could look at the team of the week cards, because they're gonna go up in value. Just be careful, because last year and even in FIFA 19, EA has released, you see this drop in value from November 22nd for Black Friday. They have re-released the best team of the week cards back in packs, so be very careful. Also, the team of the week 1 cards could happen the same. The patterns aren't the greatest in terms of returns of investments. If you're investing, go into other players, but if you're looking to buy some of the team of the week cards for your team, go ahead. Like they should be cheapest in the first week of the release. Now, the ones to watch cards, we were looking at the patterns of their gold cards. We're not investing in the ones to watches yet. We're investing in the gold specific cards that will get a ones to watch card. This year it will be so hard to see which specific cards would be best to invest in, just because we don't know if they will get into the team 1 or team 2. As EA specified, they're going to release 2 ones to watch teams, and as I was talking about in the previous video, like if you invest in a card that doesn't get in the first team of the ones to watch batch, there is the potential, and if the card is not yet confirmed, let's say as an example, Alan, we think he's gonna get into the ones to watch team 1, he does not get in, he's not yet announced, he will drop a lot when that first team of the ones to watch batch is released. And when he will drop, you can actually go and buy him, exploit that. If he's not gonna be in that team, while you buy that, there's gonna be either hype or also the thinking that he might be in the ones to watch team 2 that will bring him up in value for also the weekend league demand as well, going into the next weekend when the ones to watch team 2 should be released. You should be making good coinage either way, but what you really need to understand is that the best thing would be to invest in the cards that will get into the ones to watch team 1. Now, how to know that? Either EA will announce it sooner, so you'll need to be ahead of that and invest in their gold cards, or it will be based on luck. If it will be based on luck, a big good luck to everybody. I still prefer cards that are from Premier League because I do think they will have higher ROI, even though Nainggolan here was a very good card to look at last year. he did quite good. September 25th was actually when the early access was released in FIFA 19, and there he was, like 190k of, like, basically more than doubling your coins on a card like Nangolan, which is crazy good for a gold card from Serie A. But if we look someone like Felipe Anderson, Fred more than doubled in value, Goretzka also more than doubled in value is what we were looking at on stream. But even Felipe Anderson, his gold card, of course, the 82 rated, who's lower rating, you could have seen his values go way up in value, like from 14k to mad 34k. Now my advice would be, just because we have two teams, focus on the higher end cards, focus on the cards that they will go up even if they don't get into the ones to watch for the weekend league demand. Cards like Werner, or cards that actually are higher in value, will be higher in value, will be higher in demand, and will go out of packs eventually. Because if, for example, you invest in a very low rated card, let's say a Rodrigo from FIFA 21, and he does not get into the any of the ones to watch teams, you're gonna have a pretty bad time. Like even last year, a higher rated card like Mahrez actually went down after he was not announced in the ones to watch. So you need to be very careful with it. But if you go with the higher end cards, know where the demand is, you should be fine. The last thing we were looking at on stream was the icons. Now this is very important to note, because this is also why we're looking at FIFA 19 patterns and we're not looking at the FIFA 20 patterns. The FIFA 19 patterns show exactly how on October 15th, when the icon SBC dropped, someone like Schmeichel, 86 rated base icon, actually went from 240k to 468k, which was crazy. And then he kept moving upwards up until the end of November, which was just crazy values. But I do think a lot of the people are still focused on previous year's patterns. So on FIFA 20 we didn't have the icon SBC, so basically the closest thing to what we'll have is this one right here. Even like Laudrup, for example, from last year, look at the decline on his card on last year. I don't know if I showed even the Schmeichel's decline from last year, but this is the decline actually from the moment they were released onwards, because they weren't as much in demand. There were better gold player cards that you could use instead of these icons, and actually they actually kept losing in value as the year went by. But Laudrup last year, not last year, I'm sorry, but on FIFA 19, here's also like a pretty huge surge in price. He was a bit higher though, 345k. However, investing in the fodder is one of the best things you can do, in my opinion, at right before probably November, because EA has announced that in November the icon SBC is going to drop. Of course, the cards will keep going up, the icons will keep rising as the days go by into November, but if you make more returns of investments on other cards, like cards that go out of packs, which I think will make you faster profits, you will be able to buy more of these icons as you accumulate more coins. The last one that I want to show you guys is Larson, because it's a very interesting example. This one is Larson from FIFA 19, and if we look at FIFA 20, he had like a steady price movement up until November 8th. Then for Black Friday on 22nd, he just kept dropping in value. Now, Larson is a card that you could use, you could start in your team. Someone like even Zola, who is a very good striker. All of these icons, they have an in-game demand. But what actually happened is that when the fodder went, because we've seen the fodder rise to like 400k of value, when the fodder on October 15th has risen to 450, close to 500k of value, these icons were also pushed up because they actually were closer to what the previous icons were, and also demand actually was surging all over the spectrum on all icons, because people could link them up more easily with the SBCs that they were completing. They were also searching for other options, and actually the whole icon market was rising at that specific time. Now, in terms of investment wise, of course, with the icons, go with the cheapest fodder. before November, and you should be fine. Try and put your coins there after all of the profits that you have been making. But of course, guys, I'm gonna be streaming this year from Monday to Friday, 5:30 p.m. UK time each day. If you have any questions, just drop them there. I hope this is helpful to you. I hope this insight gives you good information. Always look at the pattern from FIFA 19 at this stage for the new upcoming FIFA, because the market is going to be way similar of how the icon SBCs will shape it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.